We have a new minor tropical depression just off the east coast of Guam and Saipan. You take a look at satellite imagery here, and you have that low-level center right in about here. Can you see it right there? Just kind of going around with the low-level clouds. Plenty of convection just off here towards the north, already bringing some scattered showers to Saipan and the northern Mariana Islands. And you know what? This is tapped in to some pretty decent moisture stretching in just towards the south of Mindanao, all the way down towards the deep tropics and wrapping around. And on this imagery, this is microwave imagery showing a total precipitable water vapor. And what you can see right here is basically the leading edge of a cold surge, which I'm going to talk about here, bringing some much cooler weather to Okinawa, Taiwan, and northern Luzon. And we have a little bit of dry air for the time being in the northern areas of the Philippines. So all of this revolving around a broad, low-level center right about there. But this is considered a minor tropical depression according to the Japan Meteorological Agency at this time, located just towards the east of Guam. We take a look at the global forecasting system based on the GFS. It's the American model here. And watch as we go ahead through Friday and the Saturday. This just, you know what, I'm going to scoot this a little bit up so you can see the time frame in the bottom here. Watch as we go through Friday and the Saturday. This tries to develop and maybe even becoming a broader area of low pressure, as by Monday into Tuesday lifting towards the north. And on the western flank of that, you actually have that big old cold surge coming in as well, bringing that relatively cooler air to Okinawa, Taiwan, even over towards northern Philippines. In fact, expect some areas into the mountains could be looking at some of the coldest temperatures since April or March, getting down into the lower teens out there. So even as far south as central Luzon, around the NCR, your overnight lows, your minimum temperatures dropping down into the lower 20s near the teens too. So a little getting relatively chillier, especially for the Philippines here, and that does go back to our cold surge with this cool air spilling in all the way from Siberia around the western flank of our developing low. Now this, based on this rate here, looks like a pretty broad circulation, absolutely massive. Actually, take a look at what the rain kind of looks like here. This would be more or less a typhoon with a big enhanced tail wrapping in around behind it, increasing showers for southern areas of the Philippines by the mid part of next week. Now, that's what the GFS says. The same time frame with the ECMWF has a much weaker storm system, albeit closer to the Philippines too, increasing showers out here for parts of Luzon. So it's kind of a 1-2 punch here with the potential of a storm system, but also you have that increase in the cold surge in the northeast monsoon. Now, if that front does dip down, we get that cooled air. More than likely, what we would see happen is this storm develop and lift or weaken. Lift north like this, hit that cold surge, or the cold surge would weaken it out, and that's kind of what the ECMWF is showing. But at the same time, you still have that onshore flow and increasing moisture here. So see that circulation coming in like that, wrapping it around. This is by next Monday, increasing showers places like Guam and out here across Visayas. It's a big mess. Now, not the tightest, strongest storm system based on my guess at this point, but definitely a lot of rain and some tropical storm strength winds based on what I'm seeing, and large waves. It's actually showing the wind and the waves here across the Philippine Sea as that cold surge does dip down. So what's your takeaway? What do you want to know here? If you're in Guam, Saipan, increasing showers as we go ahead through our day on Saturday over towards Sunday. Do you hate doing your taxes? Do you struggle figuring out what the law is and money management overseas?
I wish there was an easier way.
Well, FrontrunnerFinancial.com is your choice if this falls into your category. They're an international-based group of American accountants. They're based in Manila, and they're qualified to give you the best information where you are for those international finances. I wish I had these guys when I lived in Tokyo. Each year, it was a struggle. Where I needed to put money, what I needed to do. FrontrunnerFinancial.com. Be sure to check them out and let them know we sent them your way. And even in the next week. We have a cold surge setting up, bringing much chillier air to parts of Japan down through Okinawa into Taiwan, and also breezy conditions for the northern Philippines, while we continue to monitor the storm system, which could drift off towards the north if it does develop and stays a little bit east of this cold surge, or stays relatively weaker and heads straight west, which not terribly uncommon when you start to talk about the northeast monsoon, that type of a setup. So I would say we need to monitor this entire area over the next few days about how we're going to have these impacts, which could be just the heavy rains with that inflow coming in from the south, the strong winds, especially with the flow towards the north and a cold surge, and of course, the chance of flooding out here. If you're in Guam, expect scattered on enough showers, not a full-on typhoon, but some messy weather over the upcoming days. All right, let's take a look at our flyover here. If you are in the Philippines, looking at Mindanao for you on Friday, already starting to see kind of that enhanced with those showers across parts of Mindanao. Legazpi at 32 degrees. You got some mostly cloudy skies. Tacloban at 31 there for you. We scoot over to past Cebu. You got partly cloudy skies, but a chance of some afternoon showers, albeit over the weekend and heading in the next week, I do expect Cebu to start to see an increase in your rainfall. And then we scoot off towards the north and across the west coast of Luzon. Yeah, it's got some scattered showers, especially into the mountains here. Cold air, not quite yet, but it is going to be picking up heading through the weekend with that cold surge setting up. All right, back towards our friends into Japan. 27 Nagoya, chance of some rainfall. Tokyo at 25, and then Sapporo, a chilly low of 9 degrees. I like to look at Sapporo because kind of the nords and fringes of people that watch these updates, and also it's a clear indicator if you start getting below freezing into Sapporo, clear indicator of those strong cold surges really setting up out here. All right, so big thanks for everybody on Patreon that supports this channel. I can't thank you guys enough. I say it in all the updates, and I know I sound repetitive and silly, but like Lunaris Cafe Shargao, thank you guys, one of our newest Typhoon members here. Give them if you're out in that island, stop by, give them a shout, tell them you watch these weather updates, and tell them thanks for supporting the channel. It's really, truly do appreciate it, friends. All right, so that's what I got for going on for today. If you have any questions, please let me know. Number one thing, I'm going to continue to monitor this area here just towards the east of Guam and Saipan. Low-level center looking interesting. It's still exposed, but if this just wraps up and we get some more convection in here, we could see a storm system develop and pull off towards the west over the upcoming days. Like I said, maybe like this, staying south of that cold surge, or could go like this with the cold surge pushing it further towards the south. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Right now, I think there's these options, but we're going to definitely continue to monitor it. Stay safe out there.